Hey babes, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am Jay, or Jaiye, whichever one you prefer. So in today's video babes, we are going to be doing a look with an affordable eyeshadow palette because I'm here to show you guys that you can get a good look out of an affordable eyeshadow palette. Okay, you don't always need the most expensive products. So without further ado, let's skip the chit chat and get right into it. Before we get started, I want to ask you guys, do you guys like my good little throw-on wig? This is from My Musho Hair, okay, and it's linked in my TikTok shop, and I give this wig a good 3.5 stars out of 5, only because it came a little bit thinner than expected, but it's my throw-on wig. Okay, so now we're gonna start off with our brows, of course, and I have to move the bang out of the way. Now this was cracking me up, y'all, when I was like moving the wig, because once I moved the bang out of the way, it looked so funny. Like, you can see me laughing in the video. But anyway, yeah, I'm starting off with my brows, and I'm using my brow pen. I love a good brow pen because I'm really into more of the like 2000s thin brow look. I know everybody's saying 2016 is coming back, but I really like this brow on me. I feel like it fits my face best. Now, of course, we're going to be sculpting, okay? And I'm going to be using my Born This Way concealer. And with any eyeshadow that you're using, right? Whether it's affordable, whether it's on the expensive side, any eyeshadow that you're using, you want to have a good base. Like, I can't stress this enough. So right now, I'm sculpting my brows. However, this is the same concealer that I'm going to be using for my base. You don't necessarily need an eyeshadow base. I know there's eyeshadow bases out there. For me, I find them to be kind of like, how do I explain this? I find them to be kind of greasy. Like, I prefer to use concealer or a P. Louise paint on my lid than an eyeshadow base, you know? So yes, I'm sculpting the top and the bottom of my brows with that concealer, and I'm also going to be going to put that on my lid. And now we're going to create our base for our eyeshadow. I'm going to be using that same concealer like I said. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit out and look at the brush that I'm using, y'all. I like to go in with a fluffy brush. Now, I know some people like to use a flat brush. This is what works for me. I feel like it blends it out the best for an even, flawless, flat base. Your base is everything. Your base makes everything. Now, throughout this video, like I said, anytime I have a flaw in my videos, I keep it there to let you know that even your makeup artist can sometimes mess up, or things can just not be in order. Okay, like, nobody is perfect. So this did crease. I think I just let it sit for too long without the eyeshadow. However, this is the base that you want. You see how I'm evenly spreading that out all over my lid and really patting that into place? This is what you want to do with any eyeshadow, affordable, high-end, whatever. So for this look, we're going to be using the She Glam Spring It On eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be dipping into the color Country Club. Now, this is what you don't want to do, okay? You don't want to go straight down into your eyeshadow palette. You want to put that brush at an angle. Why? When you do that, okay, no matter what eyeshadow palette you have, it can be affordable, it can be high-end, you're basically putting eyeshadow on the top of the brush, and that eyeshadow is not going where you're going. So then when you try to blend it out, you think the eyeshadow is chalky or cheap, and it's not. It's just your placement of the eyeshadow on the brush. You want to put that eyeshadow kind of at an angle. So what I usually do is I usually do one eye, right? I usually have one eye done already, and then I just do another eye. But I really want to show you guys how to work that eyeshadow no matter where you buy it from. Do you see that? You see the pigment that it picked up? You literally want to get the eyeshadow on the brush on an angle. You want to have it on the flat part of the brush and on the tip. So when you're working it in, it doesn't seem like it's hard to blend because it's in the position that you need it to be in. Okay? And also pay attention to your hand placement. You want it at a good spot so that you have control of that brush. Again, not straight down. Okay, you don't want to put it straight down. You want to take that brush and angle it so that you can have it on kind of like a L shape on the head of that brush. Dip it in there, really pick up that eyeshadow and put it in place. So you see how pigmented that is. This is a eyeshadow palette from Shein, okay, from Shein, and it is pigmented. So don't think, oh, I need those products. Sometimes it's really not the product, it's really just your technique. You can do this with probably even one of them little $2 eyeshadow palettes from the beauty supply store. You know, the ones that like by the register. Look at that. Look at the pigment. That is a rich green. Okay? And you want to really make sure that you're blending. Blending is key. You don't want it to look chalky or, you know, patchy on top of your lid. You really want to blend that out. Again, use the right brush 101. So for the lid, we're going to be taking more of a dense brush. It's more shorter and it's more dense compared to the brush that we just used. Do you see the difference? That one was more big, more fluffy, because we needed to blend more. We needed that color to spread more. But for this, we want the color to be more packed into place. Again, because it's only going on the lid. So you want a smaller, more dense brush. So for my lid, again, remember, I use my concealer as a base. I didn't add more concealer. Why? Because that might make things look too chalky and too gunky. I just used the residue that was already on there. So I'm going to be taking the color Sunday's Best, which is this pretty mint green. And I'm going to be using that same method of angling my brush to get the product exactly where I want. And this is really important right here, because if you don't, right, you might get that color a little bit over your lid, and that's not what you want. Now in this case, my concealer creased. It's okay, it happens, but my eyeshadow still stayed in place. You see how I'm packing on that eyeshadow? And again, really pack that eyeshadow into place and pay attention to your hand placement. I cannot stress this enough. If your hand is lower on the brush, you're gonna have less control. You want more control if you really want to pick up that pigment and put it on your lid. Okay, don't be afraid, don't worry, your eyeball is not gonna pop out. Okay, I promise you, it is okay to pack that eyeshadow onto that lid. Again, angling my brush, getting that pigment on there, making sure I have, and I don't do that little tap either when it comes to tapping off the excess eyeshadow. I don't do that when it comes to my lid, because again, look at that pretty mint green. Look how that color is really popping. Once again, an eyeshadow palette from where? From one of the most known cheapest sites ever, and it's popping. You wouldn't know where this eyeshadow was from. Okay, so now I'm going back with that color Country Club, because I just want those two colors to blend into each other. So again, blending, I'm using more of a fluffy brush because I want that color to spread more, not really to be in one place. And look how those colors blend into each other beautifully, flawless. Once again, using the right brush. Now I took this a little tiny brush and I wanted to add a pop of glitter, so I went in with the color Lime Spritz just to add some green glitter to my eyeshadow. And I feel like this one is self-explanatory. Like, of course, if you want to take a little bit of glitter, just a pop, you take your smallest brush, right? You're not going to use a big fluffy brush and have glitter everywhere. If you really want to control where you put in that glitter or that color or whatever you're placing on your lid, of course you want a really small brush because you want to be able to control where it's going. Now at this point, I was like, I want to try to use every single color in this palette. So I went in with the color Olive You, which is this pretty olive green, and I'm blending that at the top to blend out my eyeshadow. And as you can see, the placement of my hand is lower so that I can have less control, so that I can have less pigment. When you want less pigment, you don't want a lot or whatever, put your hand towards the bottom of the brush. That way you'll get a very light pigment. And then I took the darkest color in the palette, which is the color Pinning For You, and I blended that into my crease. I'm going to do another tutorial explaining how adding dark colors to your crease really makes the look pop. It just makes it look more put together. You can be a beginner. It don't matter what you are. When you add that dark color to your crease, it just adds so much depth in your eyeshadow. Do you see that? Do you see how adding that really dark green, when it comes to dark colors, it could be navy blue, black. Black is my favorite, but black is kind of scary to work with some people. I understand. So you can start off with a dark color. It doesn't have to be black. But do you see how much, like, it just made it look more rich when you add that? So of course, like I said, I'm trying to add every color. So I took a pop of Hint of Mint, which is like this iridescent green, and added that to the corners of my eye. Now it's eyeliner time, and I'm going to be taking my favorite eyeliner. I haven't used another eyeliner since I don't know when. This is my favorite, okay? Other than the P. Louise paint that I sometimes put over this is my go-to. Like, I've been using this forever. Like, but anyway, I'm going to be doing my winged liner, of course, and I've had people ask me for just a tutorial on how I do my wing liner. I promise this time you're going to get one, okay? It's not going to be nothing else but how I do my wing liner. My face and everything's going to be done, and I'm going to be doing it step by step to really show you guys how to get that perfect big wing every time, y'all. And my wing wasn't always as perfect, like and that's nothing. Don't be too hard on yourself when, like, you're just learning how to to do something. It could be eyeshadow, wing liner. Nothing I had was this perfect. I really had to practice. Y'all know how I used to do my wing liners? Oh my gosh. When I do that tutorial, I should show you guys how I used to do a wing liner, and how you're gonna be like, what is that? It wasn't even a wing liner, it was like a line. Like, it was like a little swoop line I used to put at the corner of my eye, and now look at it, it's sharp every single time. So the eyes are done, and now it's face time. Starting off with the face, I'm going to be taking my Milk primer. This is my Melt Grip primer. It's so hydrating. I love this primer, especially for the winter time. I usually double up with this and the One Size primer, but there's no need to use it because, like I said, it's cold. You want something more moisturizing that's going to really grip your makeup in place. And then I'm going to be highlighting under my eyes. Yes, I use a lot of color corrector even if you feel like it's not needed, because it flattens that area and gives me a smooth, flawless base. It might not work for you, but it works for me. You see that? Everything looks put together. Next is foundation, and I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay foundation. It is featherweight and I love it. I've been using it ever since. My color is the color 28. I mixed that with a little bit of like foundation color correctors. Like I put a little blue and yellow in there to give me a golden cool undertone, and it works perfectly with my skin. And I'm blending that out with a brush. I like to apply it with a flat brush so that I can spread it evenly, and then I like to blend out with a dense fluffy brush. Like I used to use a sponge to blend out my foundation, and now it's like I can do it, but I haven't done it in so long, and I can't even picture myself like really having to using that again, because a brush just gets it nice and even and thin all over, and it soaks up less product. Highlight again. Didn't you just highlight underneath? Yes, I did, but now I'm taking my concealer color and highlighting on top. And I know what you're thinking, that's a lot of layers. Does it not come out chunky? No, it doesn't. I know how to make it work. Thank you. And I use triangles. I'm glad people are saying that's 2026 is 2016 anyway, because I never stopped using my triangles. And now it's time to set, y'all. So unfortunately, my SD card was full, and I literally had to run out to the store, guys, to buy another one. So I did have to set it, because if I didn't set like with my first layer, it would literally be creasing. So what I did was I set with my yellow loose powder, and then on top of that I used my ube powder. I didn't want to use this purple at first, but I learned that I really do like this purple tinted under my eye. Like I thought it would be making me look washed out, but it doesn't. It looks really pretty. Like I like the way it looks. Now we're bronzing, and I'm taking my Fenty bronzer and I apply that to my forehead and just a little bit on my cheeks, because I already have high cheekbones and I do not want to look too harsh. All right, I don't want to look like handsome Squidward. Everyone's face is different, so maybe if your face is a little bit rounder, your cheekbones are lower, then maybe you want a little bit more of a contour. Now for my lips, I'm going to be taking my new favorite eyeliner. Yes, eyeliner. Hi, if you are new here, my name is Shay, and I like to use eyeliners as lip liners. Why? I feel like it always gives me that perfect brown. This one, I'm gonna put the name right here, but y'all, this one is my fave. I've been buying it ever since. It's so creamy and soft, and it makes my lips look so plump. Like I love it. And I just applied my blush. I love this blush so much, and what a coincidence, this blush is also from Shein, y'all. It's my Care Bear blush, and I've been using it ever since. It's a perfect mauve color, and unless they still sell it, I'm gonna have to try to find another one. And speaking of affordable makeup, this is a lipstick from Wet n Wild, and I just decided to pop on hot pink today because why not? Oh my god, y'all, my newest beauty fave for the end of 2025 all the way until now 2026 is this lip gloss right here. I walked into Sephora one day, right? I'm gonna show you guys it in another video without the pink lipstick under there, y'all. I walked into Sephora one day and I said, what is this? I have never seen this company before, but I love this lip gloss. This is going to be in a lot of my videos. You guys are going to get tired of me. So I set my face, and now I'm applying my lashes. Yes, I apply my lashes with my fingernails. I seen a post that said if you apply your lashes with your fingernails, like she's like a beast, like stay away from her, period. And the face is completed. Do you see that? Eyeshadow, affordable eyeshadow on point, period. And boom, okay, the face is complete. Hype me up, friend. Affordable eyeshadow, period. Everything looks put together, okay? It doesn't matter where your eyeshadow is from. A lot of the times it's just your technique and how you're putting it together. Anybody asks, oh, where's this eyeshadow from? Oh, it's my little $200 eyeshadow palette, period, because you would not know, because it's all in the technique, okay? Look at that. I love this. I actually love this, and it's crazy because the name of the palette Like the names of the palette and the colors in the palette is really giving abundance, and I love that because this is my year of abundance, and I'm not only talking about financially, but it's funny how the palette is full of greens and golds and glitters, okay? Period. And I will be giving you guys a full drugstore makeup tutorial, and I want to do a lot of these affordable makeup tutorials because like everyone is saying 2026 is the new 2016, and in 2016, you know, I used to have makeup from the drugstore, you know, because I was younger back then, so I couldn't really have the things that I have now. So I really want young girls to watch this video and be like, I can have the drugstore makeup and I can still make it look good, period. Okay, so like I always say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every single time that I upload. Also, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Jaiye Pierre and on TikTok at Jaiye Pierre _. If for some reason you don't have TikTok or Instagram, I'm going to leave a list right here on the screen of every single social media platform that I have. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on each one that you have, and I will check you guys in my next video, okay? Love you, bays. Bye.